Hello, my beautiful beings. Welcome back. How are you feeling today? In this beautiful video, I'm being guided to share another chapter from When Love Leaves. Angels step in, speaking of different lifetimes. This is the one I want to share today. This was when I was beginning with the Reiki sessions. I was well into it by now. By this one, I had done a few hundred Reiki sessions. But by now I've done thousands, so that's what I mean. I was kind of at the beginning stages. It was Monday night. We're on page 98. The most beautiful energy I had ever seen. Chapter 19, page 98. It was Monday night and it was raining outside, so I couldn't lie down on the grass. Instead, I set myself up in my daughter's cubby house, which is outside. I did my grounding exercise and called in my team of angels to assist. This was the first time I called in Archangel Rafail first. I thought I had made a mistake and messed up the sequence, then realized that he wanted to be called in first. Rafail stood at this man's head throughout the entire healing. He held his hands a few inches away from each side of Rafael's head. Rafail was the person I was doing the healing for, the session for. The rest of the angels stayed with me. I could feel the intense love pouring out of Archangel Raphael's eyes into this being. The one thing that did catch my attention was that they were all dressed in white, even Uriel, and they were wearing luminescent gowns. It was really beautiful to see them all dressed this way. It already filled my heart with peace. Metatron appeared in human form for the first time in all my healings, also dressed in this beautiful white gown. I knew something magical was going to happen. And then I opened Raphael's crown. There was a white energy in there that I'd never seen before. It wasn't so much how it looked, but more about how it felt. The frequency of this energy emanating from this being. As I proceeded to the next chakra and the next, this energy just expanded into that space until I reached the root chakra, and that was all I could see. Gabriel whispered the words, "Angel on earth," in my ear. It was the most beautiful energy I had ever seen. I imagine this is the essence of angels when they don't take on all these other forms. I wept gently, blown away by the beauty of this exquisite divine energy. After closing the session, I sat in this space for at least an hour. I felt blissed out. The next night, Rafail did a Reiki healing on me because at the time we were practicing our Reiki through Melissa Crowhurst and her Natural Healer course. So we needed to practice on other people. And that's what we were doing because we're both her students. This is a healing that I will treasure for all eternity in my heart. I did the grounding exercise and felt connected to this beautiful earth. Then I called in the angels, and again, they were all dressed in these gorgeous white gowns that emanated light. They were literally glowing. I lay there quietly, waiting. Metatron was in human form, just like the night before. He descended and held out his hand. I put my hand in his, and we flew up, spiraling gently together. Then we flew away into the distance, past many galaxies. It felt like we'd been out there for hours, until we reached a place where it was just space. There was nothing there, and yet I felt a great sense of peace here. It felt like home. Metatron stepped back, and that's when I saw where I was. A huge hand made of golden light appeared. I stepped into this hand, and that's when I realized what was happening. I cannot describe in words what this felt like. All I know is that I was in the presence of God, the 0 point, where all creation comes from. I cried for what seemed hours, overwhelmed by the intense love coming into my heart. why did I want to share this story today? Again, I've been shown many, many lifetimes where this beautiful person, Rafail, has been a part of my life. Some lifetimes as a partner, as my partner. Now, in this lifetime, we have separate families. We live in different states here in Australia. But after I met him, and I sent him a copy of this book after that session, once this book was made, for me, that was it. That was the last book I was going to write. I didn't see the point of continuing to write because nobody knew these books were there. What was the point? I didn't know how to market them. I just knew how to take dictation. I just knew how to write them. And I did learn how to publish them because the first book took a long time to publish. It was my first time. And there were a lot of things that I wasn't familiar with at the time, but I learnt. Because to them, it was important that the book got published, not just a manuscript in A4 paper that 3 people in the world had. They were guiding me to publish it. And so I said, okay, I will learn how to do that. But from there to learning how to get the worlds out, the books out into the world, I still haven't figured out how to do that. I don't know how to do the marketing side, the advertising side. And so the books were just sitting here because a lot of my time gets taken up with the writing. When I start writing, a lot of time goes into that process. And now a lot of time is going into creating the courses. It takes a lot of time and effort. And so from there to have time to figure out how to do all the other stuff, I'd given up by the time I published. For me, that was going to be the last book, When Love Leaves. And I was writing it because I'd promised my friend in New Zealand that I would write it. Because every time I would go through one of these beautiful moments, I would share them with her. And she would be blown away. And one day she said to me, you have to write this. You have to. Other people need this information. And so I promised her, I made a promise that I would write it. But after that, I thought, I don't see the point of writing any more books. They're just sitting here. I'm the only one that knows that they exist. What's the point? I couldn't see it. And then I sent this beautiful friend, Rafail, that book. And he fell in love with it. And then I sent him the other books. Your Past is a Gift and Covered in Yucky Mucky Mud. And again, he was in love with them. And he was the one that nudged me forward, that gave me the inspiration to keep moving forward with it. That with time, it will all come together. They will show me the way. And thanks to this beautiful friend, Rafail, who is always in the descriptions, by the way. He has a gorgeous Facebook page, and he's the one that gave me my beautiful sound healing bowl that I shared with you a few weeks back. He loves selling these. He loves sound healing. And I love sound healing, but that is, for now, is not my path. My path is very clear. It's the books and the courses. But because of him, I began writing again. And because of him, I am here again, creating a new YouTube channel for you. I was guided to start a new one because the energy now is different. And thanks to Rafail, there are 2 new books. You can change your past. I am light, I am dark. And there is a 3rd one waiting to go to the publisher. Be the Rainbow. And that's, each one is always, the last one's my favorite one because of the information that comes through. Because there's a new awareness. And it's like, what? That's amazing. I love that. Something comes through that I couldn't see before. A new awareness of how to look at things. It's funny, the point of why I wanted to share this one is that, as I said, in previous lifetimes, I've been shown that this gorgeous being, Rafail, was a partner, my partner. But he's not my partner in this lifetime. He came in this lifetime to serve a different role for me. A role that perhaps my partner can't fill. Because if he were the one to say, oh yeah, they're good, keep going, I may not listen to him. I may not pay attention to him. I'd be like, oh, he's my partner. Of course he's going to love everything I do, you know? So I may have received the information differently if it was my partner. This is the way we set it up for this lifetime. Now, the other thing that was coming up as I was getting to the end of that, and the main message that seems to be coming through in the latest videos is for you to appreciate the life that you have exactly as it is. For me, I've been blessed that when I needed beings, in the moment that I began to awaken, those beings were here to support me. My beautiful friend from New Zealand that's been my sister in so many lifetimes. My beautiful friend Rafail, that was my partner in so many past lifetimes. Even though they're not a direct part of my family in this lifetime, they're still here for me, supporting me. So, my beautiful beings, sometimes the beings that are serving us, it doesn't seem like it's a positive thing. Perhaps it's family members and they make you feel bad, they make you angry, instead of making you feel good, making you feel inspired, helping you see your beauty, helping you see your worth. It may feel like it's the opposite. They're making you feel unworthy. They're making you feel ugly. All of these things. And yet they are serving you. Because outside of this human experience, you can't feel any of that. You don't know what it is to be unworthy when you are in spirit form. There's no such thing. You are connected to spirit. You are spirit. We are spirit. Everything is spirit. Outside of here and inside of here, everything is spirit. But the illusion creates this separateness. It makes us feel that everything is separate. Our partners, our children, our parents, everything looks separate. Therefore, it must be separate. But it's not. So know in your heart, especially if it's a family member, they've come here to serve you in that way. They've come here to make you feel not good enough somehow. Because outside of this simulation, that is not possible. Outside of this simulation, we are all universal life force energy. I like the analogy of the ocean and the wave. We are waves in the ocean. All of us, waves in the ocean. Spirit is the ocean. It holds all of us. But occasionally the wave will come up and it will die down again. That's a lifetime right there. And then you come back as another wave. maybe not as big this time. And the wave collapses again. But what happens? The wave comes out of the ocean, and the wave returns to the ocean when it collapses. But it is always, always, in every moment, connected to that ocean. The ocean never lets that wave go. It's always one with the ocean. And so are we with spirit, even though here we are a wave and we look like we're separate from the ocean. The ocean is still holding us. We are still part of that ocean. And so is every other wave in the ocean, without exception. So, my beautiful beings, this is what it is to be human. Even though all those other waves that you see on the beach look separate from you, they're all connected to the ocean just like you are. And they're all made of the same. Each wave is made of the same as the ocean. It doesn't come out of the ocean and all of a sudden it is something different, made of something different. No. You are universal life force energy. You are energy. And you will always be energy. Even though you have this physical body and it looks solid and it looks separate. This is the illusion called the human experience. All right, my beautiful beings. So bless all of it. Bless all of it. If it makes you feel good, if it moves you forward, if it inspires you, bless it. Thank you for this beautiful inspiration. Thank you, Rafail, for pushing me forward to continue writing, to be here with this new channel. All of this inspiration came because he believed in me. He believed in my work when I had given up. But sometimes people show us parts of us that we don't like. And yet we are here to experience that. That we may extract all that information of what it feels like when you're not worthy. What it feels like when you're not good enough. What it feels like when you think that you don't deserve love. What does that feel like? So bless all of it, because that is what your soul came to experience. Whatever is showing up in your life is what your soul chose. It's what you're here for, however that looks. And perhaps the experience that you have gained gives you the wisdom and the knowledge to serve others with this information that you have. All right, my beautiful beings. So there's your inspiration for today. What if everything you have been through has brought you to this moment that you may serve others with your experience? I love you guys. I'm getting tingles all over. I love you. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And I have a feeling that this message has just lit someone's heart on fire with passion. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.